Hey folks, this is Vent with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly review Per Aspera. This is a game that you can find on Steam for about 30 bucks. So I played the demo for a couple of hours. That was during the Steam festivals, the various ones that were available throughout the year. And I've played the actual game for about 2 or 3 hours now, and based on my experience so far, I want to say it's more of a logistics game where you're constantly trying to place buildings down in spots that are being covered by both power and maintenance and other things that they need in order to work properly. While you're trying to get everything organized, you also have to worry about the income of various resources. You're going to have, like, say, iron or aluminum. You're going to be placing down mines, carbon, there's chemical plants. And as you place these these different extractors down, these different mines down, it'll generate resources for you. And then there are other factories that they are pumped into, say electronics factories. There's glass kiln. There's a parts factory, which is needed for your worker factories. So, like, there's a lot of A leads to B, leads to C, leads to D in this game. So that's why I said in the beginning of this video, this game is very logistics heavy. So if you're not into a logistics experience, then you may not enjoy this one. It sort of reminds me of the Caesar series that way, where A leads to B, B leads to C, and so on. But this game takes place on Mars, and the whole purpose of it is to terraform. So there is a campaign, and there's a sandbox, and you can either choose easy, medium, or hard difficulties whenever you choose either or. I went ahead and did the campaign, and I gotta say, I'm really liking the story so far. You take on the role of Amy, this AI, and you start feeling, like, self-aware. I mean, yes, that's been done in sci-fi games before, but your whole purpose is to manage all of these different structures on Mars, create these resources, and eventually get colonists to land onto Mars and help them thrive. Once they land on Mars, you'll have access to research trees. There's 3 research trees, and I want to say there's roughly, on average, between 15 to 20 techs per tree. You'll unlock things like wind farms. That's one of the first technologies that you get. There's batteries for your power. There's, like, higher leveled factories, like factories level 2, or colonies level 2, or mines level 3. In terms of, like, the space side of it, you can get additional landing sites, or there's this aerobrake ice asteroid technology, comet collision, space elevator. And then on the biotech side of the tree, you've got dome colonies, open cities, bioengineered animals, oxygen release plants, and so on. So you're going to have, once humans land, you're going to try and provide them with the food and water that they need to survive. And while they're there, they will generate research points for you, which you can then spend on your tech tree. But you don't get to that until roughly, I want to say, 1 or 2 hours into the game. My press sheet says that the entire campaign takes roughly, edit, 25 to 30 hours. Because this is a logistics heavy game, you're often going to be at the bottom of your screen going, okay, I've got 23 aluminum right now. I hover my mouse over it. Oh, it says current production per month, potential production per month, current demand, potential demand. And you're, like, trying to factor all of this stuff in while you're building buildings. And you've got power requirements to meet. Oh, this maintenance facility covers this area, but these buildings lay outside of that, so I need to build a second maintenance facility over here. Oh, this building requires power. I've got enough power. I have enough solar farms, but it's this building is outside the range of all of the solar farms that I have, so I need to build another one over here. Oh, I am now running out of worker drones. I need to build a worker factory and prioritize the worker factory so that the resources go to it sooner than any other structure that might require the resources it's asking for. You can also assign priorities, like if you click on, say, the silicon button on the very bottom of the screen, you can assign a percentage So, for example, you might say 50% electronics manufacturing and 50% glass manufacturing. Now, I have not really messed with these sliders too much. I'm afraid to break anything. But you can adjust the allocation percentages. It doesn't tell the game how much you want to produce, like how many electronics to produce, but it it's sort of, again, you're giving priorities. How often do you want resources to be delivered to these types of buildings? 75%, 50%, 25%, and so on. So there's allocations. You can see demand and production graphs. There's all of that. And there's a build tree on the right-hand side of the screen. You've got various overlays on the top, traffic. You can see maintenance and power overlays. There's even a scanner that you can build. It's sort of like in the game Terraforming Mars. This scanner will sort of scan the surface of Mars for other resources that you can, like iron just doesn't come out of thin air. You have to find deposits on the planet surface and put a mine on top of it and mine it. And it's finite. So in order to keep going, you have to expand your colony and find other sources. So that's pretty interesting. So yeah, I want to say 2 to 3 hours into this game. And the story is pretty good. The voice acting is very well done, and I'm having a great time with it. The only thing I wish I could have been able to, I guess, change, like there are these natural disasters that occur on the planet of Mars. Like there's these like little dust storms and like little dust devils, and there's comet strikes. I wish there's a way to, like, I don't know, limit them or turn them off, but they may be an integral part to the tech tree that I'm not aware of yet. So I don't want to say that's a downfall to the game. It's just something I don't have control over when I'm creating a game. It's something to note. But overall, yeah, I'm actually having a good time with this one. I want to keep playing it. I want to find out, what's happening with the colonists and whether or not they're going to be terraforming Mars and discovering whatever secrets are on the surface of it. I want to see, how far my personal AI is, like how it grows. On occasion, you'll have access to dialogue choices, and it's sort of like a telltale. You've got 10 seconds to respond, and if you don't say anything, it'll just default to something. I don't know how much that actually affects the story. It doesn't seem to really be affecting the story all that much, but it's kind of cool nonetheless. You can see various dialogue responses, and the voice acting is very good too. So do I recommend this one? Yes, but only to those that aren't afraid of a heavy logistics game. Again, it's all about positioning the buildings the right way. Like, don't put all your maintenance buildings in one place. You have to spread them out to cover the biggest area possible. Same thing with your solar farms and whatever other power buildings that you might have, because these buildings require coverage. Make sure you've got food and water, and make sure that you've got enough income of this resource coming in to fund all of these factories. So if you're not afraid of that, then yes, I would say pick this one up. It's quite fun. If you're looking for something a bit more casual, then you may be a little turned off by this. But like I said, there is an easy difficulty mode that you can play to make the game better, more manageable. There's more resources on the planet surface. There is a time toggle. It's like you can pause the game completely, just play it at one speed. I think it goes all the way up to like 8 speed or 16 or something like that. So even the casual gamers might enjoy this one, but just be warned that there is a lot of A leads to B leads to C. So if you shied away from games like Caesar in the past, then you may not like this one. But I enjoy it because I enjoy the Caesar series. So there you go. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to me on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content I'm going to publish. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.